Hi, friends and patrons. Welcome back to my video series on creative entrepreneurship. I'm going to get back to the business plan, but I'm taking a little detour today. I want to talk about creative entrepreneurship and parenthood because I've been having some conversations with some friends and some patrons about their experiences with parenting and trying to work creatively as an artist. So first of all, I want to define parenthood. So of course it is mothers as well as fathers, but it's more than just kids. So parenting can be for, kids, meaning babies and children. But also, I want to broaden the definition into caring for elders. Most of us are gonna eventually have to care for some elders in our life, and it's a very time-consuming and energy-consuming situation. Sometimes we have siblings. I have a friend who's really enmeshed in caring for an adult sibling. Who can't care for herself. And then, of course, anytime your partner is ill. So parenting is a big thing. And one thing to know is that it comes and goes. So you could have a period in your life where you're not parenting, and then you have a period in your life where you are. You have this heavy burden, okay? So, and I want to acknowledge it. It is a burden. Artists need time. And what does parenting take away from you? It takes away time, it takes away energy, it takes away space. So I want to acknowledge that when you are parenting, sometimes if you have your studio in your house, you lose that space because somebody moved in or somebody needs more space. And of course, parenting takes money. All of these things we want to put into our art, and we can't. So I want to talk a little bit about both my experience and some of the experiences of people around me. I have a patron who has young kids, and she is a little bit thwarted because it's reality. You have to pick the kids up from school. You have to make sure that they're doing their homework. You have to, care for people. So one of the strategies that I'm talking to her about is to prioritize what is the most important to you. So prioritize. You know me and spell it. When I had young kids, I was able to continue my art practice. Definitely, I made art, but all of the other things. So I would say for me and for a lot of people, still being creative is probably priority number one. But there are other things that you have to do as an artist, right? You have to be in the scene, okay? You have to socialize. You may have to do all of the PR stuff that is involved with being an artist, being online, talking to galleries. And then there are other things that maybe are further down the list. And when you have kids or you're parenting in another way, maybe that can't happen. And you have to be nice to yourself. So first thing is prioritize. And second thing is be nice to yourself, okay? Because you can't do everything. You're making your art, but the other stuff will wait. And it will wait. And I don't want to say that it won't cause your career to go a little bit slower. In fact, I wish that when I was younger, before I had kids, a professor, I was in art school, had said to me honestly, you want to have kids. I did want to have kids, but it is going to hurt your career. It did hurt my career, but I think my kids were worth it. I hope that if you had kids, and that is also, I hope that's your conclusion too, but it does slow you down. And that's why many artists choose not to have kids. Can they avoid the other stuff? Probably not. You know, unless you're one of those artists who just doesn't care about anybody and lives isolated, you have other people that are going to come into your life. You know, some things you choose to do, but some things happen to you, and people need to be cared for, and then you lose some of that precious time, space, energy, money to be able to continue your career. And then I have one other artist friend who's talking to me about her kids are grown, and still there's some guilt, there's some residual guilt because she felt she could have been a better parent, because a lot of times in the West, we are supposed to prioritize being parents. We're supposed to, motherhood, we're supposed to have, our kids are supposed to be the most important thing in our life. And a lot of times as an artist, that's a hard thing to say. Yes, we love our kids, but we are artists, and we can't throw away our identity. So there's some guilt that maybe she, hurt her kids, or their relationship was a little bit damaged because maybe she did some things when she was younger for her career, and she left the kids with babysitters, or they were latchkey kids. And I was like, be nice to yourself. You can't turn back the clock, but most artists are this way. Most artists have a very hard time saying, my kids are first. And that's really, I know that's a hard thing to say, but that was my case, definitely true. So my last thing is realize that it's temporary, okay? So when you have young kids, especially at home, you can work on your business plan, you can work on your art, and maybe you can't do some of the things physically or financially that you need to do for your business, but you're planning to do it, and it does end. Okay, your kids do grow up. They go to high school and they don't need you anymore. Thank God. Okay, so you need to think about okay, this is the path I'm on, and I'm going to keep in mind that I need to do these things, but I'm going to put off what I need to do. I'm planning to do it. I'm laying the foundations of my business. I'm doing the art. And the other things will happen in time. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So be nice to yourself. I do not have a desert story for you today, except, let's see, do I have anything? We've got a lot of black widows around. Being careful, but I'm not as scared of them anymore. Scorpions, not scared. I want to thank my VIP patrons, Kathy Immordino and Robert Penner, and my special patrons, Cindy Zimmerman, Molly Stump, Kathleen Postma, Linda Keeler, Christine Shoemaker, Kristen Obo, and Josiah Poplar. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.